Hey YouTube! So, in this video, I want to explain to you a little bit about the situation that's going on with this channel, my Facebook page, and also my original YouTube channel, which I've decided that after 3 years of not posting there, I'm going to go back to. So, first of all, let's just link to that channel right here. So if you're not already subscribed, you can go ahead and subscribe there because that's actually where I'm going to be posting my content from now on moving forward. So I am here on the land with Miss Stella, and have I introduced you guys to my new dog? So this is Fievel. You actually have already seen Fievel in other videos when he was about this big. He was just a tiny little puppy. Maybe you remember the episode where a street dog, a pregnant street dog, took refuge in my yard, in this dog house in my yard, at this house that I rent here in Guatemala, and gave birth to a litter of puppies. And I was like, all right, we're doing this. And I helped raise the pups from day one. They were fed on a good diet of bone broth, and other things, and they were tended to by the vets, and we did a really great job. And Fievel is one of those pups. And while I was recently traveling in Bali, he was staying with my local friend Gloria with a few of his brothers and sisters. And so recently we have adopted him actually at Karuna. That's a whole other. He's the closest thing I have to a son, and I love him very much. And I'm so glad that he's back in my life, and I'm so grateful to Luke and Karuna for helping to make this possible. So we'll talk about Fievel in other videos, and you'll get to meet him and see how cute and wonderful he is. But in this video, I wanted to give you guys an update because there's been a lot going on. So it's been 10 days now since I've been locked out of my Facebook page. Why did that happen? Do you remember there was all of that controversy around like Russians influencing US elections, or like influencing US opinions by using like fake pages to spread information, right? So in what I believe in an effort to crack down on false and misleading information from pages that can potentially reach wide audiences, they have a measure in place that wants to confirm the identity, where in the world, and just confirm the identity of the person, of the personal profile that is administering a page. So it's normal for a Facebook page, especially a really large one, to have multiple admins in different parts of the world. I have that. I have a virtual assistant in the Philippines named Chani, who's a dear friend of mine, and she helps me with a bunch of different tasks online, and keeping myself in order. And all of the videos that you've seen posted on this page, that's been part of her work. Is she downloads them from Facebook. We do a little write-up. She puts together the thumbnail, and we post them here. So she's been helping me with that, and she's an admin on my Facebook page. So she's not locked out. The other admins on my page are not locked out. I'm locked out because I was in Indonesia, then I was in the US, and then I'm back in Guatemala, and it set something off in the algorithm. There's a whole thing about it. I'll link to the page where you can read more. In the past 10 days, when I put it out on my page saying that, hey, I'm locked out of my page, I can't post here. The only place I can post on Facebook is my private subscriber group. So if you want my content, go there. That caused an uproar from people who didn't like the idea of having to pay for content and thought that what I was doing was trying to trick them or deceive them or scam them or take advantage of them, which was not at all true. And I felt really disappointed that people would think that that was my motivation, when simply I was just trying to say, hey, I'm locked out, and if you want my content, it's over here, because that's the only place I can really post. Just the reality of the situation. Sorry guys, I don't like it either. So the reality of the situation is also, is also, I'm really just coming to appreciate the extreme vulnerability of just relying on Facebook to share my content. Part of the uproar was, why don't you do YouTube? Why don't you do these free platforms? And I'm like, yes, I want to. I'm doing that. In fact, one of the big challenges with that point was that Chani and I were really backlogged on my content from Bali and my travels. And so to just drop in and start doing videos here without really a clear, it just felt really crunchy and kind of messy. And so I was like, whoa, since then, I just did the silent retreat at Karuna. In fact, this is the first day that I'm coming out into the speaking world. And during the 3-day silence, I got a lot of perspective. I got a lot of appreciation. I got a lot of, just choo-choo. I just got a lot of I got a reset in my perspective. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's my plan moving forward, as best as I understand it from now. God willing, my Facebook page is going to come back, and I'm going to keep posting there my daily content about my life, and keep sharing my story with authenticity and the vulnerability that you guys know me for. And I'm going to keep that going, God willing. I'm going to keep having my subscriber group, the High Vibe Tribe, which I'm also going to link to in the description below. And that's just a smaller container of like-minded people. It's a safer container because it's a subscription. There are no haters in there. It's just people who resonate with my content. I find that it's a great venue for the silent watchers to come closer, because there's no drama of the main page. And that's because it is a smaller container with just amongst friends who I feel safe, and I can share things even more vulnerably. That's where I post my most intimate content. That's where we also have the chance to get to know each other on a more one-to-one basis. So every 2 weeks we have a Zoom call there, and I am striving to really just create a lot of value for the subscribers there. And I'm so grateful to subscribers there, because they really are supporting me to keep moving forward with this project, with my life, because that subscriber income is something I can count on as, Facebook, the ad revenue go up and down, so I'm really grateful for the subscribers there. Not everyone can afford to be a subscriber, even if they want to. I get that, so that's why I'm still going to be spreading valuable, inspiring content on other platforms free of charge. So Facebook page, God willing, when that comes back, that's going to be a place where you can find it. I have my email list. So the email list is a place. So the thing about the Facebook audience is that I don't own that audience, right? Like what I mean by that is that I've been building that page for eight years of work, actually more like 10 years of work, because there was a lot that sort of lined up for me to get to the place with my acting career to really start and pursue that page. So 10 years of work went into building that page, and where it is now, it's around 250,000 followers. That could all be taken away in an instant. So I don't own it. I don't have people's emails. I don't have people's contacts. It purely relies on the grace of Facebook to keep us connected. So the remedy to that is, yes, establishing these other channels. One of them is the email newsletter list. So the email list, hey buddy, are you having fun exploring? Welcome home. So the email newsletter list is a place where, in exchange for your email, which I don't sell, I don't do anything fraudulent or untrustworthy with it. What I do is I'll send you updates. So at least once a month, and this is something, again, I want to get more consistent about. Once a month, I'm going to send you a blast of like, hey, here are photos of like Fievel and the behind the scenes, and here's a little tidbit, and here's a book I recommend, and oh, here's the link to my upcoming retreat. And so I want to release things. I want to really incentivize people to be on my email list. So you can only get the sign up link for the retreat through the email. Or when I finally release the malas, which I'm super close to, these are my malas from Bali, which I love. They're going to go out through the email list and the High Vibe Tribe. And that's just, it's not because I'm being spiteful, and, it's just, I really want to make sure that if Facebook was to go away, we would still have a way to stay connected, right? So there's that, there's the email list. And then, okay, so now let's talk about YouTube. So this video is being posted on YouTube. This video is being posted on my newer channel, The Adventures of Erica Derrickson. Now, I say newer channel because I have an old channel. Old channel that started, I think, in 2014 when I was starting my travels to India. And I was documenting that process and starting my daily 1-minute video blogs. In fact, let me link to it here. So if you're not following that channel, I invite you to go and follow that channel, because that's where I'm going to be posting my YouTube content going forward. Now, why did I stop using it? I stopped using it because when you embark upon the career of making videos online, inevitably there are going to be times when you make videos that cause up a stir, also known as a shit show. So I had made a video during my travels about the humanitarian crisis in Kashmir, and a lot of people really didn't like it. And so my channel got inundated with a lot of people who were very angry with me. And so it became not a very fun place for me to post and interact because of just the attitude that I was greeted with every time I showed up there. So I decided 3 years ago, after arriving here in Guatemala, I was like really unsure. What do I do about it? Do I start a new page? Do I keep going in that page? And so I took the advice of somebody, a fellow in the industry, to just, if I don't like it, start a new page. Since then, I came to understand, and this was something that came through in the silence, that, you know what? I think I just need to get over it and just go back to the original page, which has a bigger audience. At the time of this recording, my original page, just under my name, Erica Derrickson, has about 14,000 followers. This page where I'm posting this has, I think, about 3,000 followers. So you see it's a big difference. So I'm going to swallow my pride, make peace, and just proceed forward and just do the best I can, right? So I'm going to phase out this YouTube page, and I'm going to phase back in my original YouTube page. Now, if I decide, hey, this is not working, it does not feel good, maybe I'll come back to this page. So this page is still here. And maybe from time to time I'll post something here and point you guys towards the old page. So if you're not already subscribed to the old page, I encourage you to do so. Now, okay, so we talked about the Facebook page, my original Facebook page, 250,000 people. Talked about my email list, which is free service. Talked about YouTube, my 2 pages on YouTube. I also have Instagram, so you can find my Instagram page. You can follow me there. I'm considering if I can really get a good system in place to stay consistent, because that's my goal right now, is like just consistently show up on these different platforms. If I'm able to do it, then I may also open up a TikTok, probably for like dogs and dancing. We'll see how that goes. But in any event, you can always check the descriptions of these videos for relevant links about my content, all the things. And you can also always just go to my website, ericaderrickson.com. So there's the update. It's definitely a time of shifting. It's definitely a time of challenge. The loss of the Facebook page over the past 10 days has, represented a loss of income, because that's my job. It's taken me a long time and a lot of effort and a lot of work to get there. And just the possibility of having it all taken away is pretty scary. I know there are a lot of people who are like, get a real job. And it's like, well, okay, honey, do you understand? If I get a real job, then I'm not going to get a real job. Then I'm not going to be available to do this job. So if you value me doing this job, please see it as a job, like this being a content creator. I know it seems really, flippant of like, oh, you just make a video and put it online. There's a lot that you don't see behind the scenes: time, energy, equipment. I haven't gotten to editing, but I did get a drone for my birthday. So now I'm taking some beautiful aerial shots. So that's another thing, is like now spending more time editing videos. So I feel like I'm in a really challenging moment, especially because, this house project, this land project is a big expense. And with the potential, there's been a loss of income with Facebook, and if it doesn't come back, that represents an even bigger loss of income and essentially losing my job. So I know you can probably, as a human being, relate to the feeling and fear of losing your job and yet still having dreams and responsibilities to fulfill. So it's a moment where I'm being called to grow, and I'm accepting the challenge. And in fact, one of the things that came through during the silent retreat was this concept of bodhicitta. So bodhicitta is a concept in Buddhism that essentially speaks to a certain attitude. So imagine, I like how Luke said it, imagine you're standing in a field, and on the other end of the field, there is this sweet, adorable puppy who starts running towards you. And you start running towards this puppy, and you feel so much love in your heart and excitement, and oh my God, I can't wait to squeeze you. Oh, I love it, right? So this attitude of like, oh, yes, I love it. And you're like moving towards it with this excitement and joy, right? And so this is essentially the attitude of bodhicitta. It's moving towards things and encountering whatever it is in life, whether it's a puppy in a field or the prospect of losing your job and having to like build everything all over again. It's meeting that challenge with this attitude of like, oh, okay, here we go. I love it. Like, okay, like with this excitement, right? So it's not necessarily what happens to us in life that really matters. It's how we meet and greet those challenges, and with what attitude, right? So originally, in the past 10 days, there's been a lot of emotional challenges for me, especially with, I'll just, the uproar on my page and just feeling really misunderstood in what I was trying to say, and all the things. There was a sense of like, oh my God, I have to like build it again. It was like 10 years. It's so hard. I don't even bother. Let me just give up, right? So there's, some pity and victim attitude going on. But then, during the retreat, I just had this like aha. It's like, wait a minute. It's not that I have to rebuild. It's that I get to rebuild. And this time, I'm not that scared little girl that I was when I started these videos. No, this time I know who I am. I have boundaries. I have a clear intuition that will guide me, right? I have support that I can rely on. Like, I have people who already love me and want to follow me. Like, I'm not starting from nothing. This is not where I was 10 years ago. So, yes, it's going to require a lot of work. Yes, it's going to require a lot of diligence and patience and commitment. And you know what? I have all of the reasons in the world to build. I have all the reasons in the world to build. So, I'm very grateful for my blessings. I hope to be able to continue forward with this house, with this land, and to keep telling this story. There's a good possibility that I may need to stop and wait, as some other things get clear, while I, build these other channels. I'm hoping that we can keep proceeding forward. I'm hoping that, I'm trusting that the way will be shown. And it will not look like what I expected, and just to be okay with that, and just to take each step forward and trust and faith that my foot will fall on solid ground. And even if it falls on shaky ground, that I have the tools, I have the willingness, I have the ability to make adjustments and be flexible and, find my balance. So that's where we're at. I appreciate your guys' flexibility and patience. Oh yeah, and one other thing about the High Vibe Tribe. I heard the feedback, and I wasn't fully aware of this before, that some people were in the tribe, but they're in Australia, and so the Zoom call times were not conducive to them. I'm really grateful for this feedback, and what I've decided to do about that is I'm going to alternate. So every month we have 2 Zoom calls, every 2 weeks, right? So one is going to be good for the US time, and then the alternate one, the next one, is going to be good for Australia time. So no matter where you are in the world, I want to make it so at least once a month you can drop in and have the chance to get on a Zoom call with me and the other members of this beautiful, small community, where we are forming friendships and we are practicing the fine art of belonging and feeling like we're a part of something, where we feel seen and heard and safe. So just that's also something that I'm going to be adjusting. So that said, I'm probably also going to be phasing out posting my Facebook content here on YouTube and Instagram. And the reason why is that, one, I've just seen that it's really not working in the way that I hoped. I want to make unique content here on YouTube. YouTube is a search engine, so I want to make myself and my story and what we're doing here accessible to people who have not yet discovered my content. So I want to start doing tapping into readings and things that other people might be searching for, and then they might just stumble across my content while they're searching for other things on YouTube. So I'm going to be putting some energy there, and I'm taking up that attitude of bodhicitta and be like, okay, here we go. This is the next adventure. Look at this little tree. So anyways, so there you go. That's my update. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for your love and patience and understanding, and thanks for trying to understand where I'm coming from. I never want to scam or trick or deceive anyone, and I am doing my best in trying to find my way as a content creator, creating value for others through sharing my story, through sharing with vulnerability and honesty and authenticity the lessons and the challenges and the journey, which is, not always easy to do. And if you don't think so, I suggest you try it. And yeah, so thanks for being with me. Don't forget to subscribe to my old YouTube channel, because that's where we're going to be going forward with YouTube content going forward, and that content will be free, available, accessible, all with the hopes of, just helping you live a a better, happier life. Maybe from having learned from my failures and my mistakes and, you know, my strivings, and, you know, I just hope that one of my prayers is like, God, help me learn something worth teaching to others. So come to this channel to hopefully learn something worth learning, teach something you know what I mean. All right, guys, I love you all very much, and may the forest be with you, and I will see you guys on those aforementioned platforms soon, here, now. Okay? All right? Love you. Let's take some deep breaths together. 2 more like that. Last one.